Okay, so a bit earlier today, I kind of went over what we should be expecting for the new version. However, I want to go more in depth on one thing in particular because this is going to give you upwards of potentially two multis. Now, we don't have the exact amount. So, because of that, we will be streaming this live stream for the version 1.1 update. Now, I'm pretty sure we won't stream it if this is after it comes out, but July 9th at 8 a.m. EST, they're gonna have this live stream. So I will be streaming, and I would greatly appreciate you guys turning notifications on and liking the video because it's at 7:30 a.m. EST, which is much better. Usually these things could be at like 5 or 6 a.m. or at like 11 or 11 p.m., right? So I would say for most people, this is a really good time. Besides, if you're, I think, PST. So, that is pretty good. So pull up, I'm going to have this there, and we're going to be checking out all the reveals. Now, what are we talking about in this video? Well, there is the roguelike game mode, and the roguelike game mode is on the CN version. So we're going to break down all the rewards and get into one of the playthroughs. Now, it's not going to be a full playthrough because these things could be very long. However, I'm going to give you guys a taste of it, and it's very possible that I might stream myself actually doing a playthrough. So yeah, basically next update, we are getting what is translated through Google Translate, I think, Craving Metro Line. We'll see the official translation in game. Now, besides that, they're also adding the third and fourth plan for Lufel, which is good because that's going to give you like technically an extra 2 5-stars. So we're going to talk about that in another video also. But yeah, we're focusing on the Metro Line, and let's just say the rewards are pretty big. So one last time, just make sure I'm going to put the link down below to turn notice on, and if you can't be there for whatever reason, you could watch the VOD after or like the stream just to help me out. So let's go into this. It's the yellow game mode, and honestly, personally, I think overall it's all right. I don't think it's anything crazy. In terms of rewards though, yeah, it is. Now, we are probably not going to get the whole thing, which is why we're going to have to see what level, for example, dispatch is going to stop at. So the more you play, obviously the higher your dispatch level is going to go. So you can see like XP materials, skill mats, right? All that good stuff. And I think these are, yeah, you can get characters here. Now, and here, this is gear. Okay. Now, what's very important is in the earlier phases of it, right? I think you could get like 2 limited pulls or 1. Is it 1? It might be a 1. You could get 1 limited pull. Or is it 2? Yeah, it's only 1. So there are some pulls you could get through this, but it's mainly level up mats. And it's not that bad, right? Now, the main things you might be looking at it with your eyes is this. So basically, we might only get the first one, but there's going to be the buffs, right? And then if you're able to get all the buffs in the items, right? Very similar to Simulated Universe in Star Rail, but I haven't played Star Rail in a while, okay, in a while. So I really don't remember how it is, but yeah, no, so you're gonna see here, let me just take this off. Like, there's gonna be the tracks, and when you go through the different tracks, which we're gonna see, there's gonna be these different, I guess you could call them the buff and the items, and each one is gonna give you 50. Now, in total, as of right now, you're able to get 2480 through this. However, there's also challenges. Now, there's 3 different kind of, I guess you could say, parts to this. We might only get the first part. Maybe we'll get the second because they have updated it, but I don't know how much they updated it. For example, but we're going to at least get the first part. And the first part itself is going to give 840 joules and then 900. Now, the thing is, you're not going to get the full amount if you think about it realistically. And let's pull this up, actually. If we check here, just to make it very clear, right? Let's go and check. So you need to use a fire, ice, electric, curse, and fire, right? You need to use all these different teams. Now, fire should be easy. Curse should be easy. It's really just electricity and ice. What kind of sucks if you think about it is electricity is basically Motoha and then Yui. And then for ice, oh, look at that. You're going to need Fox to really make it easy or wait a bit longer, right? Or you could just get up Kotone and Shun and then you'll be fine because you only need 2 units. So Shun and Kotone will be fine, but electric will not work. For example, you would need to wait because to my understanding, there's only 1 electric in the game right now besides Yui. So, you might lose out on 60 joules, but it's 60 joules, right? You're gonna get cord later anyway. So you're gonna have to do this, but then later on, it's also nuclear, right? So then it gets a bit rough. And then I think afterwards there's physical, or no, sorry, psychic, and then wind. So that's gonna be over time. However, in total, I would say expect at the very least, total to be able to get 2,000 joules from the first like batch. And if we get less, then so be it. Now, similarly to how Simulated Universe has buffs, the more you play, you're going to get the modification tickets. And you can see here, right, increase max HP, attack, res, hit rate, right, free reroll, max HP. You get all these different little buffs, different stats, and that's going to make the left side. So now the right side, let's kind of go into this. So on the bottom, you see the difficulties, okay? So you see how basically they have level 40, 45, 55, 67, 77, 89, right? So that's what you have to keep in mind. And then there's going to be these set items that you're going to also be able to get. And then you could see it changes depending on which train you could say you're in, right? Now, the first one only has 6 difficulties, which I think we might only get the first one being realistic. So keep that in mind. And there's going to be different enemy buffs and all that good stuff depending. And also, of course, also different enemies. And let me just say they are also very long fights, right? So let me show the clip. I honestly rather have videos pre-recorded and then show them at the same time because it lets me focus more on actually dialogue, right? So let's pull that up. Okay, so yeah, no, because basically, like I was listening to the truth, and yeah, it honestly does make me lose focus when I'm not just focusing entirely on this. Now, I don't know what is happening with the colors right there. Let me full screen this, and we'll go into it. So I was like, okay, I have access to Blade's account. I'm also throwing in my own money to help, thank him, of course. So, I'm not just leeching. I am going to be buying packs for the GOAT herself, right, Barry? But I'm like, why not throw in Makoto Yuki just to have some fun since we're showing this off? Now, is it going to be a mollywop, just complete storm? And us just like beating everything? Yeah. So early on, now keep in mind, we don't know if this is going to be there, but I think it's pretty fun to look at and just see that you're going to be able, if you're strong enough to just instantly kill without having to actually fight. Similarly to the palaces, you just attack them and then it's like, it shows the red screen and then you already clear. So I don't know if we'll see that, but you basically get into the train, right? So you talk to Martham first and you're going to get a buff, get your items, right? Which you're going to collect. Over time, you're going to try and collect different ones to get the full collection. And sometimes it's going to be like a debuff, but then you get rewards. So then you have to choose paths, right? So you have to choose between these two. And then, for example, if you go to this one, you have to go to the question mark. But then on the question mark, it branches off to either the chest or the enemy on the bottom. And if you go to the bottom, it goes here and then back to the enemy. But you can see here, the teddy bear only goes to the enemy itself, right? So you do have to kind of make your choices. And that's what's going to happen. However, we don't know if the quality of life is going to be there on global. But what do you think? Do you think it will? Because just real quick, as of right now, we have the kind of quality of lives up till version 3.0. So it's very possible they do add it, but is it a confirmation? No. So you're going to see this over and over. And like then at times I'm going to show it, but basically you're going to need coins, which is going to take obviously defeating enemies and all that to get. And then you can get more buffs and the items on the bottom right. So we're just going to kind of skip ahead. And you see here, we get a chest and then we get 40 of the tokens. So then we go back, we defeat, and then after this one, you're going to be able to get another buff. And then we go Mysterious Shadow, blah, blah, blah. So here there's dialogue and it's very similar. Like it's a roguelike. It's very similar to Simulated Universe. And you're able to spend coins and then get extra back if you're lucky and stuff. So keep that in mind. And this is how it's going to be, right? You're just going to keep on doing this. And the problem is I can't really show the combat because there is none until the actual final boss of this. Now you might be like, oh, this is quick, but this is not the end. Now let's have fun showing it. Let's have fun. Why not? Now we have to build up Makoto Sturgy because obviously that is separated, and we have a pretty overall fun team that is very good if we're being completely honest. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be very nice. So we're just going to completely buff the shit out of Makoto because, it's Makoto Yuki and he is, out of all the units, I think honestly my favorite, right? So, I cannot wait for him to be on global. He and probably Barry are the only two I would max out get A6. Like out of everyone else, that's the only two that I would think of doing it with. Also, like this game in terms of maxing out is much cheaper than other games. Just spent like $500 on Lupa to max her out, which Canadian is pretty good because that's like 400 USD. But for this game, it might be closer to 200-300, which for a maxed out unit is very, very good. So now I love how they changed the layout. We're going to use his, that is a 3G, right? Beautiful animation. We use the attack version and we're just going to go crazy. So keep in mind the damage is technically enhanced because you do have the buffs from roguelike, but I think the enemies also have some of their own buffs. So it's only fair that we get our own buffs, right? So this is the boss, but you're going to be in for kind of a loop once we do clear this. And we'll clear it pretty quick if we're being honest. You know, Makoto gonna go crazy. Yes, sir. There we go. 130k. And we got one left. He's going to do his little attack, which I'm not going to lie, when I was actually doing it was very fucking loud in my ear because in game it's very, very loud. And now we're just going to, like, we know we win. So there's absolutely no problem there. And yeah, we should just clear with this, I think. I think this clears. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. So now we're done. And then if you see, we're going to get one of our buffs and unfortunately not translated. So I just picked whatever. But then you'll see you're going to have to then go to one of these two and then finish it off with 4 different bosses. So we're not going to show the whole thing. I'll let you guys experience that because the thing is, like, we could go to this one. Now, these I think we were attacking. Yeah, this one was not skipping. We had to actually attack every single time. So I just did it a bit more and it's not really worth showing. I think by now you guys understand it as much as I do. It is very similar to Simulated Universe, and we're probably going to do a full stream of that. But yeah, no, overall, this is going to be a game mode that you're going to probably want to do right away because then you might slack on it and then it's going to get pushed back because there's a lot of stuff you could do. There is a lot of stuff, but I think it's going to be pretty fun at first. Honestly, I do think this is going to be a good game mode. I like it in Star Rail. I do think it is a bit better done because it's a bit more interactive because here it's like you get on the train, you go in, you get out, right? There's no actual walking in this. So it's a bit different. However, I think I'm going to enjoy it quite a lot. But yeah, no, I just want to kind of keep you guys updated on this. And you're going to probably get at least another 2,000 jewels from this. But there's going to probably be a new main event. There's going to be Luful's plan. Probably like a login. Well, sorry, there will be a login. So considering all that, you could easily get over a pity, maybe closer to 2 again on this update because it's technically a double update with Marion and also Yui and new synergies. So I think it's going to be in a very good spot for us to really go crazy. So that's going to be it. Hopefully we get, like, I would say upwards of like 10-15k this update if we're considering it as a double patch. If not, it could be a bit unfortunate, but we'll still be fine because these banners, besides standard, are a month long. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what you think of this. Will you try and max it out day 1? I want to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Like the video. And of course, also check out the stream. Like the stream. Turn on notifications so that you could be there frame 1. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.